Castanello of Mexico, who was appointed in Cancun, and there she's hugging Cristina Figueres, who's the executive secretary of the UNFCCC. As she takes her seat, she's the new president, sitting next to President Jacob Zuma, and I think she'll be getting down to business almost immediately as she takes up the reins for the next 12 months.
Your Excellencies, Excellency President Jacob Zuma, the President of the Republic of South Africa, Excellency the Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa, Deputy President Kgalema Motlanthe, the Excellency President of Chad, Excellency the Vice President of Angola, the cabinet members of the Republic of South Africa present here, the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Dr. Mkhize, with us here, all distinguished guests of our President, distinguished delegates, Sanbonan. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great honor that I have this opportunity to accept the responsibility to preside over COP17, COP7, on behalf of my country, South Africa, and its people. To the President of the Republic of South Africa, Mr. President Jacob Zuma, and his government, thank you very much for entrusting me with this mammoth task. I am privileged to receive this baton from a friend and a colleague and a dear sister now, Honorable Minister Patricia Espinosa, whom I hold in high regard for his stewardship of COP16, COP6. I have another friend to thank, the Executive Secretary of the UNFCCC, Ms. Cristina Figueres, who has been there for us, and her dedicated team. I'm sure this will continue into the future as we attach great value to a good relationship with the UNFCCC Secretariat. We have developed a warm chemistry with members of the Bureau, as well as the chairs of the various bodies of the UNFCCC process, and this is something we will continue throughout our co-presidency. Ultimately, it is parties, through your respective delegations and negotiators, who are the lifeblood of the UNFCCC process, with whom the co-presidency must work with and work well together. It is for this reason that I held and participated in a number of formal and informal consultations in our preparations for this conference. One of such informal consultations was the Continental Consultative Dialogue on the impact of climate change on women that we organized last week in Pretoria, whose outcomes will be made available to delegates. I am singling out this consultation, and not that the others were not important, but because we now have women leaders at the helm of the SCOB and its CMP. The outgoing president, a woman and a very capable woman, the executive secretary, a woman and a capable woman, and the incoming president. It's a very nice coincidence. So we will not miss this opportunity to make good use of it. The concern with climate change go beyond the walls of this very beautiful venue to the millions of our people out there in the streets who are calling for climate justice. Yesterday, together with the Executive Secretary, I received a petition from our faith-based communities from all over the world, demanding action and leadership from all of us in this room. Yes, we are in Durban with one purpose, and that is to find a common solution that will secure a future for generations to come. As I have promised, I will do my very best to bring parties together and to facilitate consensus. You will appreciate that we have very limited time at our disposal to get through a large and pressing volume of work. I intend to follow the UNFCCC party-driven process, which will be transparent, inclusive, in our endeavor to reach out to a balanced, fair and credible outcome, which should be informed by the UNFCCC principles such as multilateralism, environmental integrity, fairness, by that we mean common but differentiated responsibility and respective capabilities, equity and honoring of all international commitments and undertakings made in the climate change process. I am optimistic, however, because as parties you have demonstrated to us in the many interactions we have had with you, your willingness to find each other and to tackle difficult questions. We will count on your boldness and your courage within the next coming days. Durban is a decisive moment for the future of the multilateral rule-based regime, which has evolved over many years under the Convention and its Kyoto Protocol. The first commitment period of the Kyoto Protocol is about to come to an end. In the negotiations, the fate of the second commitment period is made dependent on the decision on the legal nature of the outcome and the negotiations under the Convention, as it is a question that has been left unanswered from Bali. It is also clear that this question, if this question is not resolved, the outcome of other matters in the negotiations will become extremely difficult. Therefore, a solution must be found. In addition, it is important that we also operationalize the Cancun agreements, including the establishment of the key mechanisms and institutional arrangements agreed upon in Cancun, such as the Green Climate Fund. When we focus on the Cancun agreements, adaptation has to be an essential element for any outcome, as it is a key priority for many developing countries. Colleagues, the bottom line is that we need to create an environment from where we will be able to work together. In this regard, I am hopeful that in the next 2 weeks, we will consider what we need to do now or immediately and what we need to do in the nearest future. I believe this approach will help us to find a way forward from here. Let Durban be the place where parties will be able to work together, giving each other the necessary reassurances to secure a platform of trust. We owe it, ladies and gentlemen, to the memory of our brother and colleague, Mama Konate from Mali, and the chair of the SAPSTA, and to our beloved sister and mother, the late Wangari Maathai, another soldier in the struggle for sustainable development, for both of them died with their boots on. To our distinguished excellencies who have graced this occasion, thank you very much for your guidance, wisdom and support. Excellencies, dear delegates and friends, indeed we can prevail in the next 2 weeks when we work together to save tomorrow today. I thank you.